Hello there. Welcome to another talk, a podcast, a meditation, and this one's very important. This one is called What is Going On with Everyone? Well, they're not right, are they? To put it mildly. As Osho once said, society has turned everybody retarded. And they've always been that way. That's the thing, it's just more highlighted now. It's just more highlighted now. But it was always that way. They were always idiots. Most of them are, the type that I'm on about. And now, we can identify, it's very easy visually to spot which are the idiots and which aren't. But there's a few different elements to what's going on also at the moment. There is an awakening going on. You've also got the system trying to stop the awakening. Right? And the system trying to stop people awakening, that's awakening people, because then people are seeing that the system trying to stop something, right? That's awakening people. And yeah, so all these different elements going on are, making people think and awaken. But because the collective shadow is in our faces right now, and that's really what we're seeing. That's really what we're seeing. And that's why a lot of people are going through personal problems. It's not just a systematic agenda. It's we have the collective shadow. When you spiritually awaken, that is what you're able to pick up when you're awakening is the collective shadow. That's why when people first start to spiritually awaken, they'll go through a lot of depression. And maybe whoever's listening to this right now, that might be, what you're experiencing, but what you're picking up is the collective shadow. That's what I would say all depression is it's a telepathic thing between you and the collective shadow. So that's really, it's like this picture, this man is a good example. Imagine this darker top that he's wearing is the shadow, the collective shadow, and he's like in shock and going mad, but what he's picking up is the collective shadow. You see? And and we are just the result of the collective shadow. That's why people talk about narcissism and stuff like that. Well, you can't get rid of narcissism because it's part of the collective consciousness, the collective shadow. You see, and that's really what's going on. That is what's going on with everyone. They're in shock. But what you're really looking at is your own reflection. When you see a child masked up, or and you react negatively, yeah, you know, you might not agree with that. But that feeling that you feel that is arising from that, that is the problem with humanity. That horribleness that's coming through. You know, at that moment, the key is to meditate at that moment on that thing that's arising from, you know, from your disgust. And also them doing that, you know, if it's virtue signaling, it's all because of the collective shadow. And that's what we're all picking up, because you are not just the person, you are the consciousness. And that is not just you, but that's everything else. And that's basically what you are. It's just a person or an insect, a creature chooses to have that experience, but they're actually the whole consciousness. It's like if you're in a room with a fool, you'll pick up a bad energy off them, right? A bad vibe. That's because, you know, that's what we are. We're just energy, consciousness, and we pick that up. So that's ultimately what's going on with people. Is the part of the awakening is being aware of of this collective shadow. You know, and this has to come up. You know, it's like when you're healing, or, you know, all the, you know, the dirt within you has to be brought up. You have to be sick. You have to release that, and so that has to be brought up, and you have to see the demon within the collective shadow, and that's how you heal it. And that's really what's going on with everybody. And as we awaken deeper, we're going to realize that everything has to come from non-existence. You know, and this is I had an unexpected spiritual awakening, but as I awakened deeper, I realized there is no I. There was just non-existence at some point, therefore there still is that. And that it dreams. You know, and you're just nothing. And, you know, when people are awakening on that level, you know, that's when the ascension really takes place. But again, that's part of the illusion, that's part of the dream also. You awaken deeper and deeper, and you let go as well, because you realize that the chase and all that stuff is part of the dream. It's all tricks. And ascension is really when you return to the present moment. Meditation, nirvana. You see, stillness. And that's basically where everything's going. You see, on these talks, I'm like a news reporter. I'm just reporting where the awakening is heading. You know, so a different kind of news reporter to the one, but we are the chosen ones. That the prophets are the new news reporters, where we're reporting about ascension, awakening, all that kind of stuff. So, but that's what's going on with everyone. The collective shadow is like a big hurricane, and it's very noticeable, and we're all seeing it. And so it's manifesting all sorts of things. You see? And it's all part of the awakening. All this bad stuff, like I said at the start of this talk, always said people were idiots, but now it's really visible. We can see that. You see? So it's very easy to differentiate the people now. But like I say, that's what's going on. It's part of the awakening. But the deeper truth than that is that there is no people, I say a lot. There is no people. You don't exist, and I don't exist. This is just absolute, endless non-existence. Dreaming that it exists. Because everything has to come from non-existence, and non-existence is that which cannot be defined. Any definition of what nothingness is a made-up human construct. And this is when, this is when you're awakening deeper, and that's what's coming. In the dream, because none of these people know separate life forms exist. You see? But the nothing is obviously awareness, and it obviously produces dreams, illusions, like films, realities, which cannot actually ever be defined or labelled, or any idea thrown their way, because you cannot have an idea of what non-existence ever is. You can't. And this truth that I'm talking about, this is what's coming in this awakening. And so that's really what is going on right now. It's an awakening. And because I've awakened in the dream, there's a lot of madness going on with me, so I'm seeing that around me as well. I've been on this pathway for 10 years now. And so because you don't exist, and it's kind of madness in a way, that's what I'm seeing in the outer reality. It's all a mirror of how you are within yourself in the experience of self, because there is no self. There's just an experience of self. But you're actually the waters, you're the rocks. And this dreams has already orchestrated the separation. You see? Illusionness, if that's even a word. I don't know if it's a word. Well, all words are made up, and they try to make up what nothing, they try and define and box things, and nothingness is, you see this a lot. Or nothingness is this, no, it's not, that's your idea of what it is. You see? There is no ideas for anything within non-existence. So because, like I say, this is my reality now, and awakening deeper and deeper after 10 years of the first unexpected awakening, there's a lot of madness in the world. But like I say, none of these separate individuals exist. Because if there's non-existence once, there's non-existence now. And I will not label anyone, define them or try to, because how can non-existence ever do that? It can't. Because it doesn't actually exist. It's the human experience which labels things, like I keep repeating. It wants to identify and label and structure. And it's all made up. It's all a facade. It's just nothing. And that's really what's going on with everyone. This energy that I'm feeling, because I'm feeling it within the dream, that's what's going on. The dream just reflects back what you are within you. But I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates and talks and news research and much more, please do check my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.